for the boys game of our second part of our doubleheader. Wolverines and Knights. Dike-New Hartford coming off of that loss last night against Appleton Parkersburg, and Union coming off a loss last night in overtime against Jessup. So a couple of teams looking to get back on the winning side. Knights coming in with an 8-5 record, 4-2 in the NICL East. Wolverines 7-6, 2-4 in the NICL Central. So it should be a good battle here. Pretty close. Wolverines on the year are averaging 56 points, giving up 54. Field goal percentage about 43%. 3-point percentage 25%. Free throw percentage 59%. Rebounding about 28 a game. As we look, and that's the Wolverines. As we look at the Knights, they're averaging 66.8 points a game, 54.9 against. So averaging, scoring a little bit higher, but the Wolverines defense has been pretty good. 44.2% field goal percentage. 3-point percentage 30%. Free throw percentage 71%. So, and this is a team that averages 32 rebounds a game. 16.8 assists and 8.7 turnovers. So not a team that turns the ball over a whole bunch, and they get a bunch of assists. So it's going to be interesting tonight to see how the Wolverines handle this pressure from the Knights. And Wolverines in their home whites, Knights in their away reds. So coming in here, we're going to have number 3, Maddox DeWinter. Number 10, Caden Sorensen. Number 12, Jackson Anderson. Number 22, Mason Mullen. And number 23, Logan Rogier are going to be the starting 5 for the Knights. Starting for the Wolverines is the same 5 we've seen here for a little while. Number 3, Jace Jensen. Number 10, Colin Meester. Number 11, Carson Costello. Number 24, Devin Lotz. And number 33, Colton DeWall. So starting 5 for each group. We'll be ready to go here very shortly. 4 minutes to go. We're going to go ahead and run the Booster Club. Let's do the, we're going to do the businesses, the business supporters. We appreciate everything, and we will hit the ads or the slides, the full thing from the Booster Club here. We'll hit that here at halftime. So here we go. We'll go with this, and All right, and as I said before, we are back, but I'm going to be doing the announcing, so I'm going to step away here for just a minute. We'll leave you on sound-wise so you can hear me, but I'll be right back with the call of the game. Good evening and welcome to Dike-New Hartford for tonight's NICL crossover boys basketball contest between the Union Knights and the Dike-New Hartford Wolverines. We'd like to remind all in attendance that the Dike-New Hartford Community School District encourages positive sportsmanship and behaviors at our activities. By being positive about your team and coaches and respecting the decisions of officials, you enhance the atmosphere of athletics. We expect the fans of both teams to follow that lead with your cheers and behaviors. Have a great time and enjoy tonight's game. And now for the starting lineups. The away team on the scoreboard, the Union Knights. Number 3, a sophomore, Maddox DeWinter. Number 10, a sophomore, Caden Sorensen. Number 12, a senior, Jackson Anderson. Number 22, a senior, Mason Mullen. And number 23, a senior, Logan Rogier. Knights are coached by Corey Lorenzen, assisted by John Holmes and Nathan Reel. And now, starting lineup for the home team on the Wolverine, or on the scoreboard, the Dike-New Hartford Wolverines. Number 3, a senior, Jace Jensen. Number 10, a junior, Colin Meester. Number 11, a junior, Carson Costello. Number 24, a junior, Devin Lotz. And number 33, a junior, Colton DeWall. Wolverines are coached by Alex Tagkow, assisted by Chad Meester and John Patterson. JC, Costello, I do a little bit of everything. Thank you. No, we don't want us to do that. I do what I can, but all right, here we go. Get ready for the tip-off here for the Wolverines and Knights. It's going to be Colton DeWall tipping off against Rogier. So we get ready to go here for the boys game here. Rogier with the captures the tip to DeWinter. He's going to bring it across, guarded by Meester. Over to Sorensen. Ball to Mullen. Mullen back to Anderson. Anderson to Sorensen. Sorensen on the drive. Step through. Bucket up and good. Union quickly up 2-0. Meester bringing the ball across. Meester to Jensen. Jensen back to Meester. Meester throws the lob up to Costello. Costello up, left-handed up and in. Tie game 2-2. Wolverines in their pressure. Ball quickly to DeWinter, and that ball is going to go off of Anderson and out of bounds to the Wolverines. Wolverines inbounding. Jensen to Meester. Meester gives it back to Jensen. Jensen will set the offense. Jensen over to Costello. Costello to Jensen to Meester. Meester on the attack over to Jensen. Jensen for 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebounded there by Costello. Ooh, and ball is taken away by Rogier. Mullen with it. Mullen over to Sorensen. Sorensen to Mullen. That is Mullen from the corner. Nothing. Rebounded by DeWall. He'll push it up to Meester. Meester bringing the ball down court for the Wolverines. Over to Jensen. Jensen over to Costello. Costello, Meester cuts through. Jensen over to Lotz. Lotz into DeWall. DeWall out to Meester. Meester, Costello. Costello step up and in. Left-handed layup. Good. Wolverines up 4-2. DeWinter with it. He's going to bring it down, guarded by Meester. DeWinter comes along the baseline, kicks it out over here to Mullen. Mullen's three is good. Mullen gets open in the corner. Wolverines trail this one 5-4. Meester over to Lotz. Looks for DeWall. Rozier tried to save it back in, but right to DeWall with nobody between him and the hoop. Puts it in. Wolverines take the lead back. Anderson bringing it down quick, kicks it over to Sorensen, who hits a three. Couple threes here by the Knights quickly. Lead this one 8-6. Meester comes across half court with it. Meester to Jensen. Jensen to Costello. Back to Jensen. Jensen will dribble it across, get it to Meester. Meester gets it into Costello. Middle lane, he hits it. So Wolverines tie this one at 8. Ball into DeWinter, guarded by Meester. Takes it all the way down and gets it to Rozier, who puts it on the reverse layup up and in. So fast-paced game so far. We got Meester to Costello. Costello back to Meester up top. Out to Jensen, looks at the shot, note. Gets it to Costello. Costello into Meester. Meester to the left hand, up and in. Wolverines, good ball movement here early. Ball is into Sorensen, and that is going to be a foul on Lotz. Lotz with a bump from behind, his first, team first in the first quarter here. This game tied at 10. First substitutions coming in. It's going to be number 2, Cameron Mullen in for DeWinter, and Sievertson and Haynes, the Jacks, in for DeWall and Jensen. Ball is inbounded to Anderson, or to Sorensen. Sorensen over to Cameron Mullen, who hits the three. So Knights have hit 3 threes so far. Meester with it. Kicks it to Sievertson. Sievertson to the corner to Lotz. Lotz is going to take the three from the corner, and he's going to hit it. 3-point bucket by Lotz for the Wolverines. Anderson, or Sorensen quickly down court, and he's going to get fouled. So that is going to be Jack Haynes' first foul, the second on the Wolverines. This game tied at 13 with 3:54 to go in the first. Ball up over top to Cameron Mullen. Gets it to Anderson, and he is going to get fouled. That's going to be a foul on Jack Sievertson. His first, team third in the first period. Ball is inbounded. Kicked out to Anderson. He drives in. Haynes, it looks like Haynes might have got a piece of that one. Meester bringing it down. Kicks it out to Lotz. Lotz back to Meester. Meester into Costello. Costello back up to Meester. He attacks. Left-handed, gets the shot up, but it is blocked there by Rozier. Back to the Knights. Knights with it coming across. That is Mason Mullen. Gets it to Cameron Mullen, who shoots the three. Rebounded by Sievertson. Sievertson bringing it across. Up to Lotz. Lotz to Meester at the top. Meester on the attack. Gets a shot up off the rim. And that is going to be Jack Haynes' second foul. That is 2 on Haynes. That is his second, 4th one by the Wolverines here in the first period. Coming in for the Wolverines is Jensen and Bakken. Coming out is Meester and Lotz. Jensen, steal on the inbound. Up to Bakken. Bakken, layup, good. Wolverines take the lead, 15-13. So that ball currently with Sorensen. Sorensen out to Cameron Mullen. He goes to Mason Mullen, who down to Sorensen, who hits the 3. Wolverines right now are going to have to do a better job of getting out on those shooters. Jensen with it up top, over to Severson. Severson to Costello. Costello with it up top, attacks left-handed, gets the layup up and good. Costello answers for the Wolverines. Ball inbounded here to Sorensen. Sorensen guarded by Severson. Sorensen quickly to the left hand, misses it, rebounded by Severson. He's going to push it up. Severson pulls it up from just behind the arc or the free throw line, rebounded by Haynes. Out to Bakken. Bakken to Severson. Severson over to Costello. Costello gets a screen from Haynes. Costello quickly in the lane. Ooh, took it in tough against Rozier and got it blocked. Ball up quickly there to, I think that's to Sorensen. Yep, Sorensen. And that is going to be 2 on Severson. Wolverines, that's the 5th foul committed by the Wolverines here in the first period with 1:24 to go. And I guess we're going to go ahead and make the substitutions before the first free throw. So in for the Wolverines is 33 DeWall for Jack Haynes. And DeWinter comes back in along with Niepert, number 21. And Cameron and Mason Mullen. Both free throws made, and they're going to have Meester come back in for the Wolverines. He's going to come in for Severson. Ball to Meester. Meester bringing it across. Minute 17 to go. Wolverines trail by 1. Ball reversed. Back to Meester. Meester to DeWall, and shuffle him when he came down. Yep, shuffle him just before he put it down. So DeWinter with it. He's going to inbound it here to Sorensen. Sorensen attacking quickly. Wolverines scrambling to catch him. Gets it over to Cameron Mullen. Back to Sorensen. Over back to Cameron Mullen. He's going to shoot the 3 and hit it. Ball in as we get under a minute. Ball in to Meester. Meester over to Costello. Costello, DeWall, Meester. Bakken up top. Bakken over to Jensen. Jensen will take that 3. Off the rim, that ball gets to the Knights. Rebounded by DeWinter. 30 seconds to go. They're bringing it across. DeWinter kicks it over. Cameron Mullen lost it. DeWinter brings it along the baseline. It's shot up. Missed it. And that is going to be a foul on Niepert, his first, team first of the first quarter. 16 seconds to go. Ball into Meester. Wolverines trail this one currently by 4. And that attempt pass by Meester was almost stolen by DeWinter. He shot the gap on it. Right, ball is inbounded. Meester with it in the backcourt. 6 seconds to go. DeWall signs to the screen. Meester gets to the lane, gets it up, and he's going to get a foul. I think they're going to call that one on Cameron Mullen, I believe. Number 2, So the foul on Cameron Mullen, and that is going to be Meester on the line with no time on the clock for 2 free throws. Meester's first free throw is good. Meester's second free throw. Down, up, and in. Meester with both free throws. So that is going to be our first quarter score is going to be 19-21. And that is 10 points right now for Sorensen. 6 by Cameron Mullen. 3 by Mason Mullen. Right now, really, first quarter, Wolverines have done a pretty good job defensively, just not getting out on the three-point shooters. And that right now is really what's hurting them, is the Knights have gotten some open threes and have been able to drill them. So right now, that's what you got to adjust. If you're Coach Tagtoe, you got to get your defense out on those three-point shooters and run them off the line. But we'll see how the Wolverines adjust here as they come back. It looks like coming in, it's going to be, well, I'm not sure because you got 6 on the bench. But we'll figure it out as we get going here. Wolverine's going to break the huddle here, and it's going to be Jensen, Bakken, Lotz, Meester, and DeWall. So be Bakken in for Costello. Coming out here for the Knights is going to be number 2, Cameron Mullen. Number 3, Maddox DeWinter. Number 12, Jackson Anderson. Number 21, Niepert and Rogier. 23. Meester looks up for DeWall. That one taken away by Rogier. DeWinter with it, coming across. Looks to attack. Ball ends up getting out. Ball ends up getting taken by Rogier and then taken by Anderson. Anderson with it. He takes it into the lane, and he will step through and get the layup. A lot of scramble there by the Wolverines. Just couldn't quite come up with it. Meester with it in the front court. Meester to Jensen. Jensen kicks it out to DeWall. DeWall, short corner. Just long. Rebounded there by Niepert. Ball quickly up to DeWinter on the corner. He attacks down the baseline. And he stepped out. So that's going to be a turnover back to the Wolverines. Lots into Meester. Meester brings it across. He attacks hard, right-handed, and he's going to get fouled. And that is going to be on Rogier, I believe. Yep, that is Rogier, and that is his first, and the first for the Knights in the second period. Meester going to go back to the line for 2 more free throws. Rattles the first one out. And Costello going to come back in for Bakken. Meester's second free throw is up and good. Wolverines in a press. Ball in quickly. Cameron Mullen with it. Gets it to DeWinter. He's going to kick it quickly up to Anderson. Anderson on the attack. Gets it to Rogier, who fumbled a little bit but got it up and in. Wolverines quickly out with it. Meester back in the front court already with it. Meester to Jensen. Jensen's going to take that 3 and hit it. 3 ball by Jace Jensen. Wolverines only down 2. Ball quickly up there to Anderson. Anderson bringing it across. Attacks. Kicked it up. Ball gets kicked around. Ends up with Nieder. Out to Anderson, whose 3 rattles out. And that is going to be DeWall's first foul. Physical underneath. DeWall called for pushing underneath. It's going to be his first in the second period. Wolverines trail this one by 2. Inbounding will be Anderson for the Knights. Ball quickly into Cameron Mullen. He's going to pull that 3 right away. Missed it. Rebounded by DeWall. DeWall to Lotz. Lotz stumbles, gets the ball right back. Lotz has it tipped out of his hands by Cameron Mullen and then out of bounds. Coming in for the Knights is going to be number 10, Sorensen, and number 22, Mason Mullen back in, along with number 1, Sawyer Spence. So Sorensen with it up top, over to Spence on the wing. Mullen. Anderson kicks it out there to Spence. He's going to shoot the 3. Rebounded by Jace Jensen. Jensen coming with it. Looks to attack, puts the ball on the deck, kicks it over to DeWall, up and in. Great play by Jensen and DeWall. So Sorensen with it, coming across. Wolverines tied this one up with Union. Ball to, so that is going to be a foul on Jace Jensen as Anderson looked to attack and Jace bumped him. They're going to get Jensen on that one. Ball quickly in. Sorensen with it on the attack, kicks it out to Spence. Spence for 3. Rattles in and out, rebounded by Rozier, and he gets the shot up and in, and they're going to get Colton DeWall on with his second foul. They are going to get, that's going to give Rozier an and 1 opportunity. Second foul on DeWall. Shot is up, missed, but rebounded by Mullen. Mason Mullen with that rebound into Rozier. Hand off to Mullen. And a travel. Going to the wall with good defense on Mullen. Jack Haynes going to come in for him. Ball to Meester. Meester bringing it across, getting the offense set. Union in a 2-3 zone. Ball to Lotz. Lotz back to Meester. Meester to Jensen. Jensen dribbles it up top. Resets over to Costello. Costello to Lotz. Lotz looking for Haynes, but you got 2 officials pointing to the white and 1 to red, so we're going to go with it, white ball. So Jensen will inbound it for the Wolverines. 13 to go on the shot clock. Meester with it, back to Jensen. Jensen to Meester. Meester to Lotz. Lotz to Costello. Costello on the attack, gets the shot up. And got it off before the shot clock. Hit the rim, so no shot clock violation. Anderson with it. Anderson to Sorensen. Sorensen, Lotz on him. Hands it off to Spence. Spence over to Mullen. Mullen to Anderson. Anderson going to get it to Rozier. He's going to hand it to Sorensen. He's going to shoot the 3 and drill it. So Knights quickly back up 5 again. Meester with it to Costello. Back to Meester. Over to Jensen. Looks at the 3, passed it up, dribbles in, and fired it into 2 Wolverines. End up in Sorensen's hands, and he's going to attack Meester, and he's going to get the layup. And that is going to be a timeout by the Wolverines, a full timeout by Coach Tagtel. And so we will take a quick break as well. We'll be back here after this.
How can you become a Wolverine superfan?
With your Wolverine Pride debit card from People's Savings Bank.
Every time we swipe the Wolverine Pride debit card,
People's Savings Bank gives 6 cents back to D&H schools. That added up to almost $2,000 this past year.
Get your Wolverine Pride debit card today. Roll blue.
All right, first horn here for the Wolverines. as we finish up this timeout. 3:37 to go in the first half. Wolverines had this one tied at 25. Union on a 7-0 run to push this lead back out to 7. So Wolverines will inbound it from underneath their own hoop. It is going to be Jensen, Sievertson, Meester, Costello, and Haynes. Ball is inbounded to Jensen, back to Meester. Looks like the Knights are in almost a 1-3-1. Ball to Jensen. Jensen back over to Meester. Meester down to Sievertson. Sievertson going to take that three off, tipped out by Haynes and tipped over by Jensen. Ball ends up into Winter's hands, and he gets it to Cameron Mullen, who gets the layup. Just a scramble right there that the Wolverines were on the wrong end of. Ball over to Jensen. Jensen into the middle. Looks to get it to Haynes, but ball knocked away. Taken away by, here comes DeWinter. He gets the layup, misses it. Rebounded by Costello. Wolverines push back the other way. Meester with it. Meester down the middle. And is going to get fouled. Just need to see who that one's on. 22. That is going to be on Mason Mullen on the way back. Could have been on either him or Rozier. They were both right there. Meester, first free throw is good. He's going to get one more. Meester gets set. Free throw up and good. 2 free throws by Meester. Break that little streak. And here come the Knights. DeWinter with it. Kicks it over to Sorensen. Sorensen looks to attack. He's got it. Gets it to Spence. Spence over to DeWinter. DeWinter. Oh, and we're going to have a charge called. No shot. Jace Jensen takes the charge. And that is going to be on DeWinter as Jensen stepped in and took the charge. So here we go. Wolverines coming back. Meester with it. Down by 7. 2:28 to go in the first half. Jensen with it over to Costello. Costello will take the three and drill it. 3-point basket. Carson Costello. As Wolverines climbing back in here toward the end of the second half, or first half. And Sorensen guarded by Jensen. Jensen hands on. That is going to be on Jace Jensen. That is going to be his second and the team's 4th. And that's going to bring Devin Lotz is going to come in for Jensen. And number 12, Anderson, back in for Mason Mullen. Ball to Sorensen. Sorensen gets it to Anderson, who attacks. Blocked by Haynes. Right to Costello. Costello gets it to Meester. Meester out to Lotz. Lotz going to line up the three. Off the side of the rim. Ball's kicked out quickly to Cameron Mullen. He's going to bring it down, and he's going to get the layup. Ball out. Wolverines coming back with it. Meester with it on the wing. Over to Sievertson. Sievertson's going to take the three, and he's going to hit it. Another 3-ball, this one by Jack Sievertson. Wolverines continue to fight. Down 3 now. Lotz being guarding Sorensen. Sorensen drives right down the middle of the lane, and he's going to take it right in for a layup. Meester with it up top. Over to Sievertson. Sievertson finds Costello. Costello to Meester. Meester on the drive. Nobody there, and he's going to put it up and in. Great attack by Colin Meester. Good screen by Jack Haynes. Ball quickly up to Anderson. Anderson kicks it off to DeWinter. DeWinter has got it. He's going to throw it in, and Haynes did not touch it. That's going to be Wolverine basketball. So substitution coming in as Rozier is going to get a break. That is going to be, I believe that's Mullen back in. Or nope, there he is. Where is he? There he is. That is 21. That is Niepert. Ball to Lotz on the wing. Lotz for 3, and he's going to drill it. We're tied up at 38. Great shot by Devin Lotz. Wolverines back in this one as we get to the end of the first half. 16 seconds to go. Lotz guarding Sorensen. Sorensen puts the ball on the deck. He looks to attack. He's going to hand the ball off to DeWinter. Wolverines switching screens. DeWinter to Anderson. 3 seconds to go. Anderson right down the middle. Shot is up. Missed it. Rebounded by Costello, and that's going to be your halftime score, folks. 38-all. A great scramble back by the Wolverines to combat after being down as much as 9 there in the first half. So we're going to take a short break, and then we will be back with our halftime from the All right, we'll come back with the remainder of that ad here, but I'm joined here at halftime of the boys' game by a couple of seniors from the Wolverines girls team. First up will be Kennedy Silman. Kennedy, welcome in.
Yeah, hi. It's great to have me on here.
Yes, I'm glad you're on. I'm glad we try and get with all the seniors here for sure. But you know, so far tonight, again tonight, girls, you guys had a great game came out and did everything you wanted to do against Union. You've been around the program here for 4 years.
Yeah.
What really in your 4 years, what has been your favorite memory, let's say?
Oh, it's got to be just the environment. Every game, before the game, it's just laughing everywhere, and it's just so fun. Hyped up in the locker rooms.
Well, and I've made the comment to, and I'm sure I'll continue to make this, I made this to everybody I've had up here from the girls team. You guys just seem like everybody's having fun out there.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about who's putting up. Nobody's worried about somebody putting up 30, 40 points. You guys just want to win. And
Yeah.
you guys are all out there battling for it.
Yeah, it's great. We always supporting each other, and we know when to be serious, and we know when to have fun, and it's great.
Well, and that's a big part of it. I think that's a big part that people don't realize. So you individually, you are a senior here at Dike-New Hartford. What is your plans for next year?
I'm going to go to UNI and major in elementary education.
All right, good. Got plans. That's important.
Yeah.
But no, anything that you would like to share with us today?
I mean, it's just important to have fun in every sport, and I think we do a really great job at that, and it's really fun.
All right. Well, I'm glad to have you up here, and we'll hopefully get you back up here one more time before the year's out.
Course.
So, again, Kenny Silman joining me to start. So we will transition over to our other guest as we get transition going, and Wolverines, again, tied here at 38 with the Knights. All right. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Again, second guest here tonight, Miranda Tyler, another senior on this Wolverines basketball team. Miranda, we talked a little bit with Kennedy about the game tonight and how you guys have looked, and you guys were all over the boards tonight. You guys did a great job, I thought, getting after it, and something I think every night you guys do a good job of. So again, I'm going to piggyback some of the questions I had. What's been your favorite kind of moment here with the Wolverines?
Just the bus rides to and from games, and then also down at state. The energy there is just so amazing. We always have fun.
Well, and I know you've been you're goalie for soccer as well.
Yes.
And so I know you put a lot of pressure on yourself for that and everything you do there. But what, as far as your kind of mindset here with the team, and when you're in that kind of that first group that comes out, that first group that comes out and gets subs, what's your mindset when you go into the game?
Just to play hard, full all out, and just never quit. Just working hard and wanting to do good for my team and all that.
All right. Again, and I think I've talked with a few other of your teammates here throughout the season so far, and they've all said the same thing. You guys, I know, would say the same thing if I asked that question. You guys, again, I mentioned it with Kennedy, you guys are all about team and all about each other and making sure you're getting after it on both ends of the ball, both ends of the floor. I thought tonight you did an excellent job of getting after on the defensive end. Did a great job of getting back and forcing Union to take some tough shots. So, again, something that I know we always look for, and I know that's something you guys enjoy doing. So, but other than that, again, kind of piggybacking, what's your plans for next year?
I plan to go to Hawkeye Community College for exercise science, and then transferring to UNI to be an athletic trainer.
Okay. So we might see you back here in a few years.
Maybe, yeah.
As a student.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that. But, again, you guys have got a ton yet this year. Obviously, we've still got a few games here in the regular season, and then hopefully a long postseason run to continue the streak that you guys have been part of and helped build with this program. So, anything else you want to add today?
Not really.
All right. Appreciate you coming up.
I appreciate
you guys. We always like getting you guys up here and having a good conversation. So, thank you and good luck, you guys, the rest of the way. All right. Again, Kenny Silman and Miranda Tyler, a couple seniors here on the Wolverine basketball team, joining me at halftime, talking a little bit about their future and what they want to do, and we'll be right back. I am going to go ahead. I got probably not enough time to run it. I'm going to rerun that ad here at So as we get ready here for the second half, we got 2.5 minutes. Wolverines not back on the court yet, but the Knights are. So I'm sure Coach Tagtal having a little talk about making sure we get out and guard defense. Thought at halftime we'd give Coach Dolan a little break. We'll get him up here Tuesday night, though, talk about Hudson and the rest of the way for the Wolverines. We can give him a couple game break, and still got to get the other assistants up here for an interview, but we keep working it out. As we get here, 2 minutes to go. Wolverines still not back on the floor, but right now it is Sorensen with 17 is leading the way for the Knights, and that's a big. He's hit a couple threes. Right now, that's really what it boils down to. The Wolverines just need to come out and come out with a little bit of energy here. Start this second half. So let's see if we can get something that will do that. As I said, minute 29 to go here as we get ready to start the second half. I am going to rerun that ad. If I don't do it until the end, I'll do it at the end. But we definitely want to make sure we get that out as much as we can. Again, we appreciate everybody that helps donate to the Booster Club and helps keep everything they do. And that's what that slide deck really is a great job of showing what really the Booster Club has been able to do thanks to all of the donations and all the. And this is what happens when I try and do 3 things at once. But as the Wolverines are getting warmed up here, we're down under a minute. We'll get ready to finish this one up and then get back here for the second half. So with that said, we're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be back with the second half of.
How can you become a Wolverine superfan?
With your Wolverine Pride debit card from People's Savings Bank.
Every time we swipe the Wolverine Pride debit card,
People's Savings Bank gives 6 cents back to D&H schools. That added up to almost $2,000 this past year.
Get your Wolverine Pride debit card today. Roll blue.
All right, we are back here for the second half as both teams have completed warm-ups and we are ready to get going. Wolverines and Knights tied at 38 here. Pace is currently about where Union, I think, wants to play it, but Wolverines have been able to keep with it so far tonight. So ball to be started, inbounded by the Knights. DeWinter will bring it in. On the floor to start the half for the Wolverines is the starting five. Jensen, Meester, Costello, Lotz, and DeWall. Ball is into Anderson. Anderson with it, hands off to Sorensen. Sorensen pulls up from the elbow, rattles off, rebounded by Costello. Wolverines with it. Meester bringing it across. Gets it to Jensen. Jensen over to Costello, back to Jensen. Over to Meester. Costello cuts through. Shot. Ball is knocked away on his shot attempt and then taken away by Rozier. Sorensen hands it off to DeWinter. He'll get it over to Mullen. Out to Sorensen. Anderson on the drive. And he gets the shot to go over top of the wall. So Knights taking that 2-point lead right away here. Meester with it over to Jensen. Jensen puts it on the deck, looks to attack. Hands it off to DeWall. DeWall up and in. Good attack by DeWall, going right at Rozier. Wolverines playing defense. Anderson with it, guarded by Jensen. To DeWinter. DeWinter back to Anderson. Meester on him. Anderson out to DeWinter. He attacks. And he is going to go right through Colin Meester. Colin Meester taking a charge on DeWinter. That is his second foul and the first by the Knights in the second half. And a good job of stepping into that by Colin Meester and taking that shot right in the chest. So waiting for, there we go. Rozier got his shoe tied, and here we go. Lots into Meester. Meester bringing the ball across. Meester over to Jensen. Jensen into Costello. Costello back out to Meester. Meester for three. Hits it. 3-point bucket by Colin Meester. Eerily same spot he hit the West Fork one to win the game there from. So Wolverines up 3. Ball is out to Mullen. Mullen on the attack. Left-hand layup. Misses it. Rebounded by DeWall. Out to Meester quickly. Wolverines come down court. Meester to Jensen. Jensen over to Lotz. Lotz going to pull the three-pointer. Airballs it. That ball then ends up in Mullen's hands. Mullen to Sorensen. Sorensen with it up top. Over to Mullen. Over to DeWinter. He looks to attack. He gets a little floater. Rebounded there by DeWall. Over to Meester. Meester with it. Into the middle. Nope. Back out. Over to Jensen. Jensen going to take the three. And he's going to hit it. 3-point bucket by Jace Jensen. And that's going to bring a timeout by the Knights and Coach Lorenzen. Wolverines quickly with a couple threes as Jensen and Meester both hit for, and that's just a quick 30-second timeout here, as Jensen and Meester both hit threes quickly for the Wolverines to put them up 6. Wolverines lead this one 46-40, 5.5 to go in the third, as Coach Lorenzen talking to his guys, getting them focused. Again, just got some guys loose and some shots up. But really, Wolverine defense has played better. ball is not sure what's going on. Coach Tagto talking to one of the officials. Ball inbounded here by Mullen, and that is Cameron Mullen in the game. Anderson hands off to Mullen. He goes to Sorensen. Sorensen back to Mullen. Over to Mason Mullen. Anderson, jump stop, and traveled. He jumped and looked like he was going to shoot and decided at the last second he needed to throw it away. So that is a turnover back to the Wolverines. Meester bringing the ball up. Wolverines getting set. It looks like Knights are back in that 1-3-1. Ball to Jensen. Jensen to Costello. Costello drives down the baseline. Stops, pops, just couldn't make it. Rebounded by Rozier, but taken away by DeWall. DeWall to Meester. Meester layup, good. Wolverines by 8. Wolverines with some energy here. Jensen bringing the ball out. Or Jensen guarding Anderson. Anderson with it. Anderson looks to hand it off to Mullen, and they are going to get, I think they're going to get Costello. Yep, they're going to get Costello with a hold. Be on the side. Costello's first. Team first in the third. Ball into Cameron Mullen. Over to Anderson. Anderson with it. Sorensen being guarded by Lotz. Anderson tacks to the baseline. Kicks it out to Cameron Mullen. He is wide open for 3. That's what we talked about. Wolverines need to make sure they get that covered. Meester with it. Wolverines up by 5. 4 minutes to go in the third. Jensen to Lotz. Lotz skips it over to Meester. Meester is going to take the 3 from the other side. Rattles in and out. Rebounded by Rozier. Rozier up to Cameron Mullen. Mullen bringing it across. Gets it over to Sorensen. Sorensen to Anderson. Anderson on the drive. Spin move. Layup just rolls off the edge of the rim. Missed it. Rebounded by Meester. Wolverines on the pushback. Meester to Lotz. Lotz is going to pull that 3-pointer. Missed it, but rebounded by Costello, who puts it up and in. Costello running to the backside of the rim. Got that rebound. Mullen, Cameron Mullen up to Anderson. Anderson to Rozier. To Sorensen. Sorensen with it. Spin move. Lotz stays in front of him. Mason Mullen. Mason Mullen is going to get a foul call on Jace Jensen. That's going to be Jensen's third. Jensen's third, second foul in the third quarter by the Wolverines. Wolverines lead this one 50-43. Oh, it looks like we got a cramp by Sorensen. So DeWinter will come back in for him, and Severson back in for Jensen. So inbounding it is Anderson. Yep. Costello rolled out of bounds, but tipped it away from Rozier as they were trying to inbound it to him. Ball tipped out to Anderson. He's going to shoot the 3 and miss it. Rebounded by DeWall after it was tipped by Severson. Meester with it. Meester to Costello. Costello back to Meester. Meester kicks it to Lotz in the corner. Lotz to Costello. Back to Lotz. Looks to go to Meester, and that ball tipped away. Taken by Anderson. And he is going to get the bucket and the foul. And that is going to be on. Oh, they're going to call that one on Severson, his third. That's Severson's third. And the third by the Wolverines here in the third period. Anderson's first free throw. Or his free throw is missed. Rebounded by Costello. Meester with it. Meester comes across. Kicks it to Costello. Costello over to Lotz. Lotz to Meester. Meester out to Severson. Back to Meester. Kicks it to Lotz in the corner. Lotz brings it up on the dribble. Over to Meester. Meester going to take that shot from just inside the lane. He's going to hit it. Good bucket by Meester. Good ball movement by the Wolverines. Anderson with it for the Knights. Guarded by Sievertson. Hands it to DeWinter. DeWinter to Cameron Mullen. To Mason Mullen. Mason Mullen in the corner. Guarded by Costello. Gets it to Anderson. He's going to come off the screen. Gets it to Cameron Mullen, who's going to shoot another three. Missed it. And that ball was tipped away from Sievertson and knocked out of bounds by by Mason Mullen. And coming in for the Knights is going to be number 10, Sorensen. Sorensen back in for Mason Mullen. Meester with it. So Sievertson going to DeWall, and that is going to be on Rozier as he comes over top of DeWall. And that is going to be his second foul and the second by the Knights. And Haynes is going to come in for DeWall. So a good job of posting up by Colton DeWall and getting that foul on Rozier coming over top. Ball up top to Costello. Costello's going to get it to Meester. Set the offense. Meester, screen from Haynes. Haynes on the roll, nothing there. Gets it to Costello. Costello out to Lotz. Lotz over to Sievertson up top. Gets the ball to Costello. Costello, he tried to bump and couldn't get his feet set. Couldn't get his feet set on a shot that was then made by Meester if he'd have gotten that one over there. All right, Wolverines going to play some defense. DeWinter with it, guarded by Sievertson. Over to Sorensen. Sorensen back to DeWinter. DeWinter looks into Rozier, and he's going to put it up strong and miss it. Gets his own rebound, and they are going to get Jack Haynes, I believe, on his third foul. Yep, that'd be Haynes' third foul and fourth by the Wolverines here in the third period. So Rozier going to have up here with 2 free throws. First free throw is up and good by Rozier. Cuts it to a 6-point lead. He's going to get the second one here. Shot is up and good. Hits them both, and that's going to be a full timeout by Coach Lorenzen and the Knights. All right, we're going to take that break with them, and we'll be right back after this.
How can you become a Wolverine superfan?
With your Wolverine Pride debit card from People's Savings Bank.
Every time we swipe the Wolverine Pride debit card,
People's Savings Bank gives 6 cents back to D&H schools. That added up to almost $2,000 this past year.
Get your Wolverine Pride debit card today. Roll blue.
All right, back here in Dike for the remainder of the third period. Wolverines lead this one 52-47. 1:15 to go in the third. Wolverines will inbound it from the Knights hoop into Meester. Looks like the Knights are going to come up with a little bit of pressure. Ball to Lotz. Lotz back to Meester. Meester up to Sievertson. Sievertson looking for Haynes. Haynes falling out of bounds, has to save it. And going to Sorensen. Sorensen on the drive, goes right by. And they are going to get a travel. They're going to get him with a travel before the shot, before the foul. It's a good one. Saves the Wolverines on that. And Coach Lorenzen arguing doesn't like that call at all. Ball inbounded here to Meester. Meester over to Lotz. Lotz back to Meester. Again, Knight still in that pressure. Over to Lotz. Lotz has it taken away. We got a 10-second call on the Wolverines. So that's going to be Jensen's going to come in for lots here. Anderson going to inbound it. Jensen on Sorensen. DeWinter being guarded by Sievertson. Over to Cameron Mullen. Sorensen with it up top. Sorensen over to Anderson. Anderson kicks it out to DeWinter. DeWinter on the drive. Back up top to Cameron Mullen. Over to Anderson. Back to DeWinter. DeWinter on the drive. He's going to get the shot up. And Jace Jensen is going to take the charge on DeWinter, and that's going to be his third. 13 seconds to go in the third period. Wolverines up by 5, inbounding it. And the Knights in their pressure. Ball up. All right, here we go. Meester to Jensen. Jensen to Sievertson. Back to Jensen. Shot is up by Jensen. Does not hit it. That's going to be your third quarter score, folks. Wolverines lead this one 52-47. We're going to stay here as we just had a break with under a minute to go. As Wolverines are leading this one by 5. Not too much, a little bit of foul trouble for the Wolverines. You got Jensen with 3, Sievertson with 3, and Haynes with 3. And on the other side, you got DeWinter with 3 for the Knights. So the Wolverines at 52, averaging 56 on the year. So above their average, but playing well. Holden Union right now averaging 66. They're probably right on that average right now with where they're at, 47. But right here, we're going to be looking for the Wolverines to close this thing out. It's going to be Wolverine basketball to start this fourth period, as the Knights are going to come out. All right, Meester going to inbound the ball here to Jensen. Mullen with a little pressure. So on the floor for the Wolverines, Jensen, Meester, Costello, Sievertson, and Haynes. For the Knights, you've got Cameron Mullen, Mason Mullen, Sorensen, Anderson, and Rozier. Jensen for 3 from outside. Jack Haynes with the rebound, puts it up, and he's going to get fouled. That's going to be Rozier's third foul. Jack Haynes goes up and gets it, and then goes up strong with it. So Wolverine's going to put Jack Haynes on the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is up and good. Nothing but net. Looking to get that second one. Second free throw up, off the rim, rebounded there by Mason Mullen. He gets it to Anderson. Anderson looking to attack, kicks it out to Cameron Mullen, who gets the 3 attempt, and it's good. Ball back into Meester. Wolverines up by 3 right now. Meester with it. Wolverines just get it across. Get it to Sievertson. Sievertson into Costello. He's going to get the left-hand layup. Doesn't get it, but he gets his own rebound. Puts it up strong. And that might be the 4th one on Rozier. Yep, that is going to be Rozier's 4th foul. And the second right away here in the 4th period on the Knights. Costello going to get 2 free throws out of it. First free throw is off the back of the rim. We're going to have a substitution here. It's going to be Niepert coming in for Rozier, as we still got 7 minutes to go, and he picked his 4th up. Costello's second one is up and good, and that's going to bring Lots in the game for Costello. So on the floor for the Wolverines, Jensen, Sievertson, Meester, Lots, and Haynes. Cameron Mullen brings it across, hands it off to Sorensen. Sorensen attacks, and he is going to get bumped. Probably, I think that's going to be, that's going to be Haynes' fourth. That's 4 on Jack Haynes, as Sorensen will go to the line for 2 free throws. Sorensen, 87% free throw shooter on the year, misses the first. Unusual for him to miss that first one. Second one up, and good. Goes 1 for 2. Wolverines still lead it by 3, 6:48 to go. Jensen with it, Jensen to Meester. Meester skips it up to Sievertson, back to Jensen. Wolverines will set their offense. Meester with it, Meester down the middle. Shot is up and good, little floater by Meester. Inbound the ball will be Anderson. Anderson gets it in. Cameron Mullen gets it back to Anderson. Jensen steps in front, takes it away. Jensen with it. Attacks, and that's going to be a block on Anderson as Jensen put his head down and went to the hoop. So that is going to be on. That is on number 12, Anderson. Jensen going to get 2 free throws out of it. First free throw is up and off the front of the rim. Jensen a little hobbled right now. He might have taken a shot to the knee on that one. He's going to get his second free throw. And he leaves that one short too. Rebounded there by Anderson. Quickly up to Mason Mullen. Guarded by Jensen. Goes inside to Sorensen. Sorensen will bring it back out. Guarded by Sievertson. Sorensen on the attack. He shovels it over to Anderson. Anderson is going to hit the 3, and he's going to get fouled in the act by Meester. That's going to be Meester's first, but that's going to put him on the line for 3. Anderson for 3 here. Something we've seen out of the Wolverines this year, closing out right into bodies, and that's just something that it drives me nuts watching. But first free throw is missed by Anderson. Anderson, 71% free throw shooter on the year, so second free throw is long. Misses 2 out of 3 here. Wolverines need to be ready. Makes the third one, so makes 1 out of 3. Wolverines up by 4. Ball to Lots. Lots back over to Meester. Need to get it across, get it to Lots. Lots gets it back to Meester. Wolverines will set the offense. Knights go back in a 2-3 zone. Gets it to Sievertson. Sievertson into Jensen. Jensen looked to go down low to Haynes, but that ball was kicked by Mason Mullen. Costello going to come in for Haynes. So it will be Meester, Costello, Jensen, Sievertson, and Lots. Meester to inbound. Meester to Jensen. Jensen up, shot up quick, missed it, and they are going to get Costello on a foul. It's going to be Carson's second, and that's going to be the third by the Wolverines here in the fourth period. 5:40 to go, Wolverines by 4. Ball into Sorensen. Sorensen going to bring it across. Sorensen, ooh. Lots got up behind him. Looked like he got all ball. The official says he got him underneath. And so that is going to be Sorensen going to the line for 2 free throws. That will be Lots' second foul and the 4th by the Wolverines here in the fourth period. First free throw up and good by Sorensen. Again, Sorensen, 87% free throw shooter on the year. Second free throw is up and good as well. 2-point game here in Dike. Jensen with it. Gets it to Meester. Meester up to Severson. Severson back to Meester. Wolverines setting their offense. Jensen with it. Jensen bring it across to Meester. Meester looks for Severson on the cut. He goes right back out to Jensen. Jensen over to Meester. Meester to Severson on the cut. Severson dumps it off to Costello, and they're going to say Costello traveled. Meester talking with the official on asking him what was going on, just checking the footwork. Ball into Mullen. Mullen gets it to Anderson. Anderson back to Cameron Mullen. Guarded by Jensen. Over to Anderson in the corner. Gets it to Cameron Mullen. He's going to shoot the three, and that is going to be the lead back for the Knights. Here with 4:40 to go. Wolverines have gone a little cold from the field. Ball to Jensen, and Jensen's going to get fouled. That's going to be on 22. That's going to be on Mason Mullen. His second foul, team's fourth. Jensen inbounds to Meester. Meester with it. Meester on the drive, step through, left-hand layup, not good. And that is off of Costello. Off of Costello and out of bounds. Wolverines will play defense here. Anderson with it, coming across. Anderson out to Mason Mullen. Mullen guarded by Meester. Meester pokes it away. Severson on the ground. And they are going to get the timeout as Severson went to the ground to go get it, secured it, and gets the timeout. And we got a 30-second timeout by the Wolverines. So here again, we're Wolverine basketball, 4:06 to go, trailing by 1. Really, Wolverine offense has struggled a little bit. This pressure by Union has been a little bit just kind of slowing them down, but then they're sitting back in that 2-3 zone. The Wolverines are not hitting shots like they were in the first half. So need to find a way to get a bucket here. It's going to be Wolverine ball, 4:06, plenty of time left, plenty of timeouts on both sides. 4 fouls both ways, so in the bonus the rest of the way on any foul. Ball inbounded to Meester. Back to Jensen. Jensen with it. Trap comes, goes over to Meester. Meester gets it to Jensen. They get it across. Now, Jensen with it. So we got 2-3 zone. Meester looking over to Jensen. Jensen to Severson. Severson skips it to Meester. Meester for 3. Hits it. Wolverines back up 2. Great shot by Colin Meester. And that's going to bring Rozier back in the lineup for the Knights. Ball quickly to Sorensen. Sorensen, a little quick move. He's going to pull up. Missed it. And that is going to be on. That's going to be Carson Costello is going to go to the line for 2 free throws. The 5th foul on the Knights, and that is going to be the 2nd foul on Niepert. 2nd foul. That's going to put Carson Costello on the line for 2 free throws. Wolverines lead this one by 2. 3:21 to go. Officials, first shot by Costello's up and in. Official warning both sides. Must be some chirping going on. It's going to be Rozier coming in for Niepert. Costello gets the second one. Up and good. Both by Costello. Wolverines push the lead to 4. Anderson trying to get the ball in. And they're going to get Lots with a hold, trying to stop the inbound pass, and that's going to be his third and the team's fifth. So Lots gets his third foul, team fifth. It's going to put Sorensen on the line for 2. His first one is up and good. Sorensen second, up and off the edge of the rim. Rebounded by Costello. 3-point game. 3:17 to go. Meester with it. We're in a 1-3-1 defense. 1-3-1 here against the Wolverines. Meester with it. Goes to Severson. Severson back to Meester. Meester to Severson. Severson down to Costello. Costello into Jensen. Jensen out to Lots. Lots puts ball on the deck. Back out to Jensen. Jensen skips it over to Lots, who fumbled it, but then went right to Sorensen. He's going to bring it down. Throws it up for Cameron Mullen, who gets it up and in. 1-point game here, 2:39 to go, and we got a timeout by the Knights. So we've got a full timeout by the Knights. We're going to take that quick break as well. We'll be right back after.
How can you become a Wolverine superfan?
With your Wolverine Pride debit card from People's Savings Bank.
Every time we swipe the Wolverine Pride debit card,
People's Savings Bank gives 6 cents back to D&H schools. That added up to almost $2,000 this past year.
Get your Wolverine Pride debit card today. Roll blue.
All right, back here in Dike. 2:38 to go. Currently in a timeout called by the Knights. They're going to have 2 timeouts left. The Wolverines with 3. Both teams with 5 fouls, as we will shoot free throws the rest of the way. And Wolverines lead this one 61-60. First horn sounds. Both teams come out of the bench. And it will be Wolverine basketball to inbound. On the floor for the Wolverines, Jensen, Severson, Meester, Costello, and Lots. On for the Knights is Cameron Mullen, Anderson, Sorensen, Rogier, and Mason Mullen. Meester with it. Meester trying to got to get it across. Gets it up to Costello. Costello back to Jensen. Jensen to Meester. Wolverines going to set the offense against 2-3 zone of the Knights. Gets it to Severson. Severson to Costello in the lane. Costello, good ball fake, gets it up and in, and if that is on Rogier, that is his 5th. Bucket is good. That is 23. That is going to be his 5th foul, as we have knocked the scoreboard out, but that is the 5th foul on Rogier. He is going to be done for the night with 2:12 to go. So that means in for the Knights is number 21, Niepert, in for Rogier as he fouls out with 2:12 to go. Costello going to get a chance for the and one. First, the shot is up off the rim, tipped out by Lots, and that is going to be Severson going for the ball, just bumps into Sorensen. That's going to be Severson's 4th. It's going to be Severson's 4th, and that's going to put Sorensen back on the line at the other end with the Wolverines up by 3 for 2 free throws by Sorensen. First free throw up off the back of the rim, missed it. And we talked about it, folks. Sorensen, an 87% free throw shooter, has missed some big ones tonight. Second free throw up and good. Wolverines up 63-61. Meester with it. Gets it to Jensen. Jensen goes back to and Power knocked the clock off. So we're going to have a quick pause here. And we'll get the shot clock set at 30. Game clock at 2:02. Wolverines lead this one by 2, 63-61. All right, Jensen will inbound it. He's going to get it to Meester. Meester against the 1-3-1 here of the Knights. Gets it to Jensen. Jensen flips it over top to Meester. Meester to Sievertson. Sievertson to Costello. Costello to Lotz. Lotz for 2. Missed it. Got his own rebound. Swings it over to Sievertson. His 3 is long. And they are going to get a foul on 11. That is going to be on Costello, and that's going to be his 3rd. That's going to put Anderson on the line for 2 free throws in a 2-point game. Shot up and good by Anderson. First one good. Gets the second one. 1-point game. Wolverines with the lead. And right now, you got Cameron Mullen with 21 and Sorensen with 22. Missed it. Rebounded by Lotz. Wolverines lead by 1. Minute and a half to go. Meester with it. Meester is going to call a quick timeout. Wolverines going to get a short timeout, 30-second timeout here as we reset. Wolverines up 1, 63-62, minute 32 to go. Currently on the floor, you've got Meester with 21, Costello with 18, Jensen and Lotz both with 6, and Sievertson with a 3. On the night side, you've got Cameron Mullen with 21, Sorensen with 22, Anderson with 8, and Mason Mullen with a 3. So Wolverines looking here to get this ball in. It's going to have to be against the pressure, as Union is putting the pressure on the Wolverines here. Need to break the press and get it across. Meester with it. Meester up to Lotz. Lotz over to Sievertson. Back to Meester to set the offense. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Sievertson into Lotz. Lotz to Costello. Costello steps through and gets bodied. That is going to be the 3rd foul on Niefert. That's going to put Carson Costello on the line for 2 free throws. It's 1:17 to go. Costello's first free throw up and off the back of the rim. Gets the second one here. Left it short. Okay. That is going to be a foul on Lotz. That's going to be his 4th. And it's going to put number 22, Mason Mullen, on the line for 2 free throws in a 1-point game with no time coming off the clock. Mullen's first free throw is off the rim. He'll get one more. Lotz 4th foul. Now the Wolverines starting to pick some fouls up here as Sievertson and Lotz both have 4. Second free throw off the rim. Rebounded by Costello. Wolverines by 1. Meester with it. Meester up to Jensen. Jensen back to Meester. And that's going to be a foul on Anderson. That's going to put Colin Meester on the line for 2 as Anderson got his hands on him. Meester on the line, shooting 2. First free throw is up and good by Meester. Second one. Second free throw by Meester is up and good. Wolverines up by 3 with 1:06 to go. Ball quickly into Sorensen. Sorensen with it, guarded by Lotz. Sorensen to ball ends up in Anderson's hands. We are under a minute. Anderson put it on the deck, attacks, step back, and hits the layup. Ball into Meester under a minute. Down around 43 seconds. Wolverines get it up quickly to Costello. Costello over to Severson. Severson to Jensen. Wolverines are going to set the offense. And we have got a quick timeout by Coach Tagto. Will call it a full timeout. Full timeout by Coach Tagto. And we are going to take the break as well. We will be right back.
How can you become a Wolverine superfan?
With your Wolverine Pride debit card from People's Savings Bank.
Every time we swipe the Wolverine Pride debit card,
People's Savings Bank gives 6 cents back to D&H schools. That added up to almost $2,000 this past year.
Get your Wolverine Pride debit card today. Roll blue.
All right, back here in Dike. 34.7 seconds to go. First horn sounds. Wolverines up 65-64. Dike-New Hartford basketball on the side. 21 seconds to go on the shot clock. As we get set, resetting here for the Wolverines, it will be Jensen inbounding it. Severson, Meester, Lotz, and Costello, the 5 for the Wolverines. Knights are going to go man-to-man. They're going to come trap right away. Lotz with it. Lotz over to Severson. Severson to Jensen, and ends up throwing it away, and that's going to be a foul. They're going to get a foul right away on, is that on me or on Costello? That's going to be Costello's 4th. And that's going to put Sorensen on the line. Sorensen, good free throw shooter, has missed a few tonight. So looking for him to miss one of these 2. First free throw up and good by Sorensen. Second free throw up and good. That's going to be a 30-second timeout by the Knights as they take the lead back 66-65 with 24 seconds to go in the game. Now that's one thing that we saw this against West Fork. Wolverines scrambled back, got a big shot at the end of the game. Here against the Knights, it's been the pressure of the Knights here in the late in the second half that's forced the Wolverines to slow down. And then they're dropping back into that 2-3 zone. Well, now it's been 1-3-1 the last couple possessions. But it's really, they're just getting active, and that's kind of spurring them on a little bit and putting the Wolverines in a little bit of a dicey area here. Now, the Wolverines on the floor with three players with 4 fouls. That is Severson, Costello, and Lott. Jensen has 3. So if you turn the ball over here, you got to go get a foul right away. So Wolverines will get set. Jensen going to inbound it. Jensen gets it to Meester. Looks like we're a full court man here by the Knights. Meester drives around. Cameron Mullen. He's going to skip it up to Jensen. And that is tipped away by Anderson. Knocked out of bounds on the pass look for Jensen. And we are going to have a timeout by Coach Tagto. And I think he's only got fulls left. And so we're going to take that timeout. We'll stay here for that timeout. But we are, Wolverines going to take this timeout as we have 15.2 to go. Wolverines trail this one by 1. And need to find a way to get a bucket here or get a foul, get on the line, hit a couple free throws. Really, that's probably been the big thing. Both teams have both missed free throws, so it hasn't been a situation where one's been so much better at free throws than the other one. They both missed a few. Wolverines have scrambled back here, need to find a way to get a bucket. Really, that's what it boils down to is no fouls can be given either way. You're going to go line for everything. And I don't know if I don't know. This is where, as a coach, it always becomes tough because the Wolverines are going to have to, if you want the ball to end it, you've got to get a stop, but you've got to be aggressive if you're going to get that stop. If you're the Knights and Wolverines, you need to get something going to the hoop try and get yourself a foul, get yourself on the line. You got some good free throw shooters out there. It's going to be Jensen with it. Ball into Meester. 14 seconds to go. Meester gets a screen from Costello. Out to Severson. Severson going to take the three. Off the rim. Tipped up. Rebounded by Jensen. Jensen out to Lotz. Lotz is going to take a three. Off the rim. Rebounded by Costello. Meester to Costello. At the buzzer. He's going to hit it. Wolverines are going to pull another buzzer beater out here as the scramble, and Meester gets it and finds Costello for the layup as time expires. Wolverines pull this one out 67-66. A great battle by both teams and just really a great scramble at the end by the Wolverines. That bucket gets Costello to his 20th point of the night. He will join Colin Meester at 23 as two guys in the 20s. And they needed every point. Every one of those points tonight was needed. Great battle here by the Wolverines and really an excellent game. And folks, that was a great one, and it should be, again, Wolverines need to build on this and keep getting after it, because that is something that they can build off of, especially as they get a couple of tough ones next week. I know Hudson coming in on Tuesday is going to be a tough one. That was not a great game over there for the Wolverines, and so they're going to need to play tough against that Hudson team. They are a good squad, and they've been really getting after everybody. So that'll be Tuesday night. We'll be back on. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy whatever time you're going to spend here. I'm personally going to go home and watch some football tonight. But we will be back here, as I said, Tuesday night for Wolverines and Pirates as Hudson comes to town in what should be a battle. Wolverines are going to have to play a little bit better than they did over there. Going to have to do a little bit better defensively, but I think they can do it. They've been playing really well here lately, and it's a great win. 67-66. Wolverines pull this one out against the Knights from Union. So this is Joe Huck signing off, and I will see you on Tuesday.